next to fight against WBC champion Tyson Fury, and wouldn't that be a dream come true? Just imagine if Adegba goes on to beat Tyson Fury, it will mean that all of the heavyweight titles in the world are held by Nigerians. You know that Anthony Joshua has got the IBF, WBA, and WBO titles. Adegba, well, he's talked about wanting to fight Anthony Joshua. We don't know whether that fight will ever happen, but if he gets that opportunity and he fights against Tyson Fury, and just maybe he beats Tyson Fury, then you could expect that the Nigerians are going to have a unification bout. Of course, I'm assuming that Anthony Joshua will beat Cobra Pulev when they meet on the 12th of December. But Efe Ajagba is not the only name that they are looking at. Bob Arum has told us that they are looking at 3 boxers, and Efe Ajagba is one of those names that have been mentioned. So let's keep our fingers crossed. We could have Efe Ajagba fighting against Tyson Fury. And for Victor Osimhen, our fantastic striker that we missed in the 2 international friendlies that we played against Algeria and Tunisia, you know, they were self-isolating in their camp, he and the other Napoli players. But now we have been told that they can go home. They can return to their various homes after they self-isolated for the required number of days. And England, I don't know, they've got a depleted squad for their Nations League match with Denmark on Wednesday. Yeah, we can tell you that Eric Dyer has become the latest player to leave the camp of the 3 Lions. Good evening and welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 90.7 KUFM, Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibracadabra. Egosa Igbekan, the Sports Maestro, joins me on the show this evening. Egosa, let's begin from boxing. And we hear that our own Efe Ajagba is one of the boxers that are being considered. In fact, he's in the short list of 3 who will be the next opponent of Tyson Fury. It's being called the homecoming fight in London, and it's going to take place in December 2020. Tyson Fury was scheduled to fight against Deontay Wilder, but he said earlier this week that as far as it's concerned, that fight is not going to happen this year because they agreed initially that they were going to have that fight on the 19th of December, but the camp of Deontay Wilder are thinking about moving it to 2021, and he wants to fight this year, so he's going to fight in Britain. So what we have now is that Bob Arum is saying that they have lined up 3 fighters who could step in and fight against Tyson Fury in December. These boxers are Oscar Rivas, Adit Kabayel, and Efe Ajagba.
Well, good one that our own boy's name was mentioned among the top 3 boxers that are scheduled to fight Tyson Fury. And remember, Efe Ajagba is unbeaten, just like Tyson Fury said. If he has 14 victories and from 11 knockouts, you know, from the 14 victories from the total fights that he has fought, which is 14. Although one could say, okay, Tyson Fury has more pedigree than Efe Ajagba, but Efe Ajagba is one boxer who so many boxers are also scared of. Remember, there was a fight that he was supposed to fight with someone he was about, where the person, at the time they rang the bell, the fighter just came out and he left the ring. So people were saying, this guy is scared of facing Ajagba and all that, and he has gone on to do great stuff, inside the boxing ring. Look at some of the knockouts he has had, from his 14 fights. That tells you how good he is, and he has beaten fighters like Razvan Kujanu, Lago Kilaze, Michael Wallace, Amin Mansour. You could say, okay, these names are not big names compared to Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, and others who Tyson Fury has fought. But nobody knew Andy Ruiz until he shocked the world by beating Anthony Joshua, who Joshua asked to be among his sparring partners, those that we spar with him. But because of the fact that Jerry Miller was banned from fighting because of the doping test and all that, this guy just, okay, I want to fight Anthony Joshua. That was how Andy Ruiz was giving that shot. And at the end of the day, he's turned the world by beating Joshua. Though Joshua came back and recollected the bet from him again, and that was in Saudi Arabia and all that. So the one that he defeated Joshua to date gave him the kind of money that he has not gotten. Even he went as far as buying limousines, living flashes lifestyle and all that because of what he got. So for me, Ajagba, I just hope he gets this chance. Though there are 3 numbers, I don't know who they are going to choose.
There are actually 15, but 10 of them are not available. That's talking about the top 15 ranked by the WBC. That 10 of them are not available because they are scheduled to fight within the next month or the next 2 months. So because of that, they are not available. Then these 3, Efe Ajagba, Ajit Kabayel, and Oscar Rivas. They said there are 2 more, but these 3 are the ones that they are really...
that tells you these 3 guys, they are good to go against the Tyson Fury. And for Ajagba, he has not fought outside the United States. All his 14 fights have been in the 14 fights that he has had, they've all been in the United States. So homecoming for Tyson Fury, London, and if he gets to fight in London and maybe he comes out victorious, that will also be huge. And that means the first time he's fighting outside the United States, he also won, and not just any boxer. Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, the one that will come out to tell you I can go anywhere in the world and will not lose the fight. So for me, I think it's going to be a huge one, and the kind of money that will come in, I think it's going to be huge. So for Bobarum, who is the promoter of Tyson Fury, I just hope he gets to fix the fight between Ajagba and Tyson Fury. I think that is going to generate a whole lot. And if not for COVID-19, I'm sure that boxing arena will be filled to capacity, not just for Tyson Fury, but because of Efe Ajagba. We've got many followers when it comes to boxers, UFC fighters and all that. We have so many followers following our guys over there. So they've made us proud, and we hope that Efe will get this chance and also get to do something great, just like Anthony Joshua is doing at the moment.
Still in boxing, the All-British Women's World Title fight between Savannah Marshall and Hannah Rankin. It has been cancelled after Rankin's trainer tested positive for coronavirus. Guess who is Rankin's trainer? Peter Fury, the uncle of Tyson Fury. Sadly, he has tested positive. So because of this, the fight will not take place. So Rankin said that she's absolutely gutted that she was ready to go, but because of this, it's not going to happen. Marshall, who's 29, has 8 wins from 8 fights, and she was due to contest the world title for the first time against the 30-year-old Rankin. The co-main event between Luis Ritson and Miguel Vasquez will go ahead. The 2 super lightweight fighters and others competing on the card tested negative, and they remain within the fight bubble, which is close to the East England Arena in Peterborough, where the event takes place. All right, so that is what's happening in the world of boxing. All right, let's go to football now. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen and his teammate, oh God, how that guy was missing the 2 international friendlies that we played. He and his teammates at Napoli, they can now go home after they self-isolated at their training ground. It came to an end yesterday, so they can go home now today. The Serie A club's players, they were asked to stay at their Castel Volturno training ground after the club was prevented from traveling to honor their match day 3 Serie A game against Juventus by the local health authority following a surge in COVID-19 cases across Italian sports. And you know that a player for Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo, has now tested positive, although it was when he was on international duty with Portugal.
Yeah, for Victor Osimhen, I think this is good news. Though we missed him in the 2 international friendlies we played, he could have scored at least maybe 2 or 3 goals because of the chances that they created, but finishing was really poor. But then I think he's settling down right now at Napoli, and is trying to open his floodgates of goals with the Italian outfit. But it hasn't been easy, but we've seen his contribution so far, right there at Napoli, and the way he combines with the teammates to open up spaces, and he's not a selfish striker. That's one thing I like about Osimhen. You could be, once he sees that you are in a better position, he just gives you that pass and you just slot it in. And he's also someone who has an eye for goal. So for me, I think it's good. They are facing Atalanta in their next game. That's this weekend, and it's going to be a really tough one. We know what Atlanta, we know what they did last time out, even in the continental competitions. They did wonderfully well, and right now they are also doing well. They've got good players like Duvon Zapata, doing good stuff for them. And then remember the UEFA competitions also coming up. So Osimhen is a huge asset for Napoli and for the Super Eagles. So now that he has left and has been asked to go back home, I think it's going to be really good, and that's good news for not just Napoli but for the Super Eagles of Nigeria as well.
So talking about the Super Eagles, a player who featured in the game against Algeria, we saw him pull up. I thought it was a hamstring injury, but the commentators were saying it was his knee. Then later he attempted to continue playing. However, he was forced to leave the pitch. His club, Bordeaux, they've now confirmed that he suffered a hamstring injury, and of course he'll be out for a couple of weeks. We're talking about Samuel Kalu.
I wish him speedy recovery. When it comes to injuries, of recent, Samuel Kalu has been prone to injuries, but we hope that he comes back strong and goes on to do great stuff for Bordeaux. Himself and Josh Maja, they are both there representing their motherland and doing great stuff. So for me, it's not really easy. Sometimes when you are out, even if it's just for 1 week, you feel it that I'm supposed to be on this pitch, especially when you are forward, and there are some chances that you could bury easily. And when those chances have been, begging chances have been missed, you just feel, I wish I was there, I would have done something good. But then it's one of those things, you cannot take injuries out of football. So for me, I wish him recovery. He's strong, he's young, and he could come back as fast as possible.
All right, let's talk the Nigerian league now. I know you guys have been asking serious questions. Everything seems to be open up. Why is our sports still under lockdown? Well, they are trying to see what they can do to bring football back, but there is something that they feel is important even when football returns, and this is the synchronization of the various football leagues in Nigeria in the areas of operation, programs and activities. So this was emphasized in a meeting that was held between organizers of the country's Apex Men's League, that's the league management company. They are the organizers of the Nigerian Professional Football League, and the Nigerian National League. The meeting was intended to be a courtesy visit to the LMC by the new management team of NNL. Incidentally, they had the first vice president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Barrister Seyi Akinwumi, who oversees football committee of the Nigeria Football Federation in attendance. Then also in attendance were the LMC chairman and his team, and the newly appointed CEO of the NNL, and some management staff of NNL. So according to our friend Ahmad Ignis, who sent us this report, Barrister Seyi Akinwumi said harmonizing the various leagues is needed to put the domestic football on the right footing, and according to him, the leagues do not exist in isolation to each other. They play complementary role, and he said that the wild golf that exists in the kick-off and closing dates of the leagues must be closed, and the only way to do this is for the leadership of both the LMC and the NNL to interface regularly, weigh their calendars to enable them find a go-between. And I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous that the Nigerian Professional League could be on, and we're not having the Nigerian National League playing, or the Nationwide League. And maybe when the NNL is ended, the MPFL has ended, that's when the NNL starts. I mean, it makes no sense. Exactly.
Because that is from the NNL, you are going to get clubs that will be devoted to the MPFL, and the ones that will be devoted to the NNL is from the MPFL. So the two will have to start at the same time, so that they will end at the same time. We know those that are going down and those that are coming up. So they should try and sit and see how they can bring back our football, because all over the world, sports has returned, and people, though they are trying to reduce the number of fans coming to the stadium, but right here we've not started anything, let alone allowing some few fans to come in. So it's really affecting the system, and people are calling out, because this is one sport that we love so much. Yes, with whether you like it or not, there's so many people who go out there to support their darling team. Yes, if Rangers is playing right now, you expect people to go to the United Stadium and enjoy the football there, and also support their home based talents. Then come to the what's that called, University of Benin Sports Complex, when the nations are playing, people come from different areas to support them. And so for me, I think it's time for football to return. And not all sports in Nigeria, because it's taking too long. And other places in Europe.
No, but they've got to look at the health situation. Yes, COVID-19, but this last couple of days with the EndSARS protests and everything, COVID-19 cases actually went up. But now, because what is really on the front burner is EndSARS, the protest. We are not really looking at what is happening, but so that we do not have another serious health situation coming up. Before, the numbers at one point were just going up. Later, they dropped, and I believe it's because you see that hardly I think those states, the last number I saw yesterday, it was just one case, sometimes no case for a couple of days. So maybe many states became relaxed. But this last couple of days, the numbers actually went up. 100 and something cases reported, new cases reported in Nigeria. So, but because of the protest, that's what everybody is looking at now. We're not looking at that. So they've got to be careful. Yes, we all want sports to return. We want our normal lives to return. But look at what's happening in the United States. Look at what's happening in Europe. See how many players are testing positive now for COVID-19. So we've got to be really, really careful. Well, Barrister Akinwumi also advocated a gradual cutting down of the number of the clubs that feature in the NNL to a more manageable figure. I really agree with this one. He said a situation where you have about 46 teams playing in the National League, that it waters down the competition. And look at the championship. They've got 24 teams that's there, and they play together, one league, everybody here. But in Nigeria, because of what's happening, we may have to have 4 groups.
Yeah.
For something. The last time that the one that they were playing before, it was stopped abruptly. They had 4 different groups, and they're saying is
the top teams.
Yeah, the top teams that will qualify. I mean, so maybe we should have a maximum of 24 clubs in the NNL. So okay, at the end of the day, this is what happens. 4 will be promoted to the MPFL. 4 are going to be demoted. So we hope that they can synchronize the leagues so that everything will be on. Once the football, that's why it's called a season. Once the football season is on, the football season is on. Everybody is playing football across the different leagues. And when it is time for the FA Cup, you play the FA Cup and everything, So you start at the same time, you end at the same time, with maybe 1 or 2 weeks difference. I will have absolutely no problem if the MPFL ends on the 20th of this month, then the NNL ends the 1st of the next month. I mean, it's still okay. It's within 2 weeks. But when the MPFL has ended, the NNL, you don't even know when they have to start. It makes absolutely no sense. So I hope that they will consider this and put everything in the right perspective so that we can have a solid football league season across the different divisions. All right, let's go on this break. We'll be right back.
Today to win for the 9 Mobile Mega Millions promo. 90 people go home and 1 million naira every day for 90 days. 2 people to win smartphones every hour, every day. The one who sleep pass, now the 10 million naira grand prize. If you not be 9 Mobile customer, move from our side or buy a new line. In addition to the plenty millions and smartphones, we go summer you with 1 gigabyte plus 500 naira airtime instanta plus up to 100% data bonus for 1 year. Recharge 200 naira and above. Make you for the win. Promo starts August 10 and ends November 7, 2020 and is approved by FCCPC.
9 Mobile.
Malaria don't let me back to you. Now the time don't reach. My life will show and win. Oh yeah, show malaria. Say bye bye to malaria.
Them don't reach me to collect your mumu potion for malaria hand with Malak, the better medicine from May and Baker. We don't make products past 75 years. Malak contain dehydroartemisinin piperaquine, where you work inside body for up to 6 weeks and they stop malaria from knocking you bones. All you need to do is to take 3 tablets for 3 days and the medicine goes summer the malaria come out your body sharp. Now the power of Malak be that. Malak, your control button for malaria. Is there pharmacy way they near you? If symptoms persist after 3 days, make you go see your doctor. A product of May and Baker.
Devon King's cooking oil. Now ogbonge oil wey fresh well and the price na carry go. E get tamper proof and e dey for different sizes. So as e dey sweet your belly, e dey sweet your pocket. Oya, jolly inside better. Go buy Devon King's oil for shop wey near you.
Welcome back to Sports Fiesta, live on 90.7 KFM Benin City, with me, Sally Ibrahim, the Sports Ibracadabra, and Ego Saibik and the Sports Maestro. Eric Dyer is going to miss England's Nations League match with Denmark on Wednesday. That's later today, because of a hamstring injury. We know that Eric Dyer is comfortable in midfield or defense. He played in Sunday's win over world number 1 Belgium, and that puts England at the top of Group B. However, with what is happening now, you wonder how England will cope. Harry Winks, Michael Keane, Harry Barnes, and Tammy Abraham, they were left out of the 23-man squad that was published by UEFA. Ben Chilwell and Kieran Trippier, they withdrew from the squad on Tuesday. A pre-existing injury, foot injury, led to the withdrawal of Ben Chilwell. While Atletico Madrid's Trippier, he also left the camp to deal with the Football Association hearing for alleged betting breaches. So these are some of the reasons, and the FA, they said Trippier departed the squad for personal reasons. So with what is happening now, can England still go on and win this encounter?
It's going to be difficult, honestly. Too much for Gareth Southgate, honestly, because we look at the players that are going to be missing this game tonight. They are really young players who can, who have got that energy to go on to do something for England. Yes, the last 2-3 matches they've played, they've been fantastic, beating the top-ranked team in the world, Belgium, to go top. That was massive for them. I never saw that coming, but they had to come from a go down to do that. So it's not really easy for you to beat Belgium that way. And also beating Wales in a friendly 3-0. But right now, the other players just have to go out there and get the job done. It's not going to be easy, but a win for them tonight will just keep them at the summit, the number 1 position. That then they'll have 10 points. But if they go on to lose that game, maybe by 2-0, then you see them taking the top position. But Belgium also tonight will be playing against Iceland. So I haven't lost to the 3 Lions of England. The Red Devils, as they are also called, wouldn't want to lose to Iceland, whether home or away.
They will also be without Kevin De Bruyne.
Who has also returned to Manchester City. So I think the game will take place and the players are ready to go out there and make the 3 Lions happy. But even if they get to lose that game, because for me, Denmark on their own, they've also done well. Their last 3 matches, I think they've won 2. Christian Eriksen is there and they've been doing great stuff. So the last time they went away to Iceland and they won 3-0 comfortably away from home. So that could also happen to England today if they don't bring their A game, because of what is happening right now. So the squad is depleted, but they can still go on to do great stuff. Whoever is given opportunity, so ensure that he grabs that opportunity with both hands, so that at the end of the day, they will make the squad once the tournament starts. This is just what we are getting right now. It's a good stage, but as time goes on, they will get to do very well. Maybe they will be the ones to win this tournament, because right now Portugal is the current champions. So this time, whoever gets to win will be the new champion. So for England, they just have to go out there and do their best to see if they can progress from the group stage.
Okay, Aston Villa's chief executive Christian Purslow, he said that Project Big Picture is highly unlikely to get traction within the Premier League. That is, not many clubs are going to back him. He said that the plans back as they want to reduce they want to reduce the English Premier League from 20 to 18 clubs and to scrap the EFL club. So Premier League stakeholders, they are meeting today to discuss the project and finances in football. So the chairman of Aston Villa is saying that he doesn't think that they should give too much credence to this particular plan. The proposals are led, of course, by Liverpool and Manchester United. It became public earlier this week, and it has split opinion. Even the United Kingdom government are not too keen on this. A representative of the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, said that number 10 Downing Street is not really interested in this. Under the plan, the EFL are going to get 25% of all future TV deals, which will be negotiated jointly, plus a £250 million bailout. However, it will also see more power transferred to the so-called Big Six clubs in the English Premier League. That is Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham Hotspur. So the other clubs, they do not want this. And remember that in the morning we told you that it was alleged that the backers of the big picture, they threatened a breakaway league, as in they were telling them, well, if you guys do not support us, then we could break away and have our own league separate from the English Premier League.
It's going to take, it's going to be difficult for you to have that, honestly, because the many teams, they are not towing the same path. So once you have that kind of issue on ground, it will be difficult for you to break away. How many teams are going to break away from the English Premier League? Are they going to form their own? Are they going to be 4 or 5 or 6? So it's not going to be a Super League where maybe you have 10 teams playing, but this time you have 20 teams playing in the English Premier League. And to reduce it to 18, and some of the proposals they've made, well, it will take time before this proposal will come to light, honestly, because right now I don't see many teams backing Manchester City and Liverpool over this big project, a big picture. It could happen, but that would be the maybe next 2, 3, 4, 5 years before they can think of that. It all depends on how the many teams are right now, how they are faring right now, that they'll come out to say, okay, we support it or not. But it won't be, from what we have been getting since they came out with this proposal, it seems that it's going to be highly impossible or highly unlikely for this breakaway stuff or these projects, big projects, to get the attention that is needed at the moment. So I think I go with the first note. Manchester United and Liverpool should just relax for now and see how things will pan out. I don't think many teams will support this proposal.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that is it. And we know that some of the proposals are the Premier League, of course, cut from 20 to 18 clubs, with the Championship, League 1 and League 2, each retaining the 24 teams. The bottom 2 teams in the Premier League will be relegated automatically, with the 16th place team joining the Championship playoff. Then the League Cup and Community Shield will be abolished. Then parachute payments are going to be scrapped. Parachute payments are what they give to clubs that are relegated from the English Premier League to provide a soft landing for them as they go down. Then a £250 million rescue fund will be made immediately available to the EFL, and 20% of all future TV deals. £100 million will be paid to the FA to make up for lost revenue. Then 9 clubs will be given special voting rights on certain issues based on their extended runs in the Premier League. Okay, that's what is happening in England. Let us go now to the World Cup qualifiers that we had. Brazil, they played a game against Peru and they won. So Neymar scored a hat-trick in that encounter. He has now got to 64 goals, and that means he is second behind only the legendary Edson Arantes do Nascimento Pelé in terms of scoring international goals for Brazil. Pelé retired at 77 goals.
Yeah, good one for Neymar. Not easy for you to overtake someone like the air phenomenal, Ronaldo de Lima, when it comes to top scorers charts in Brazil. Well, he's still young. He's got it. He has so much to give, and he could still surpass that of Pelé if he goes on to do great stuff.
But Pelé scored 77 goals in 92 matches. Neymar has got 64 in 104.
Yeah, so that tells you how prolific Pelé was when he was playing. This is somebody who has a lion heart. He wasn't scared of defenders, no matter how big you are. He goes through defenders, just the way we saw Diego Armando Maradona, did when he was playing. But for Neymar to have overtaken Ronaldo de Lima, I think that was great, scoring a hat-trick against Peru. Though Peru got 2 red cards in the 98th minute in that game, which to me was really uncalled for, you know, though it was could be as a result of indiscipline. But right now, I think Brazil, they played 2 matches right now. They've won 2 qualifiers, and it seems that they are going to get their ticket. That's so, but I don't think they're going to be the first team to get their ticket. But they've won 2 matches, and even for this man, they've also won 2. So it's going to be really, really interesting qualifiers for the World Cup when it comes to CONMEBOL. So kudos to the PSG hitman for what he was able to do with the Seleção.
All right, that is what is happening. And the current situation that they have in the United Kingdom with the rise in the cases of coronavirus means that we will not be having clubs, we will not be having fans when the clubs play football. Cultural Secretary Oliver Dowden, he said that he expects that keeping the spectators away from the venue is positively hateful. As nobody likes it, but it is necessary to stop the spread of coronavirus. Yes, there have been some matches, friendly matches, where they allowed some even up to 2,000 fans to come into the stadium, but they said no, they are not going to allow that. Initially, they even planned that supporters will start returning to the venues on the 1st of October, but this was postponed because of a rise in the infection rates, and we know that crowds, they may not come back to the stadium until the end of March 2021 at the earliest. That will be when the season is almost over.
Yeah, just like what we saw when football restarted in Europe following the coronavirus and all that. Yes, somehow it was boring at first, though as time went on, it was really interesting. With or without fans, the players would just come out to say, let's get the job done and see how we can close off the season and become champions. With you becoming champions at the end of the season, that's one motivation. But I think when you have your fans, you're really rooting for you guys, whether you are losing or you are winning. I think that's an extra motivation. But right now, the way things are going, I don't see anybody who will value sports more than any life. Yes, I think it will be better for them to see how they can manage things until the coast is clear for fans, you know, to troop into the stadium. And that is where they get their revenue. But what will you do? There's no amount of money that will bring it so back if, you know, it so goes down. So for me, I think you just have to maintain what is on ground at the moment until when the flats, you know, until when the curve is flattened. So that is the only way you can have a stadium filled to capacity. But right now, 70,000 capacity stadium could fans of about 10, 5, 6,000 could be allowed to come in, and you have the social distancing and all that. But when you don't have the stadium filled to capacity from between now to the end of the season or middle of the season, I think the clubs, they are going to suffer. But I just hope that from the TV rights and other source of revenue that they've been getting, they can continue together. But the ticketing and all that is going to be really, really affected with what is going on. But Oliver Dowden has spoken, and I think the clubs will listen and see how far they can continue to do things, you know, until fans will start returning to the stadiums to watch sports.
All right. Sports Festival will be right back after this break. And when we return, we'll start taking your calls. Please stay tuned.
Now the time don't reach, my life will show and win. Oh yeah, show malaria, say bye bye to malaria. Them don't reach me to collect your mumu potion for malaria hand with Malak, the better medicine from May and Baker. We don't make products past 75 years. Malak contain dehydroartemisinin piperaquine, where they work inside body for up to 6 weeks, and they stop malaria from knocking you back bones. All you need to do now to take 3 tablets for 3 days, and the medicine goes summer the malaria come out your body sharp sharp. Now the power of Malak with that. Malak, your control button for malaria. Is there pharmacy way near you? If symptoms persist after 3 days, let you go see a doctor. A product of May and Baker.
All right, welcome back. It's time for the most interesting part of the show. That is when we get to hear from you, our lovely listeners. So call us on 070-6263-9275, or I hope all the numbers are working today, 090-3939-4427. You can also reach us on 081-2178-9154. Yes, all the numbers are working. Hello.
Hello, good evening, guys.
Gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening, you're welcome.
The line is just work for me at all.
Yeah, sorry.
Now, do it. It's too funny not to try to play. So, my own, I know they satisfied with it too much. Because maybe this time around, I try to see the struggle to win or to draw match. You see the match if they play this area, it's supposed to win that match. And when they play yesterday, it's supposed to win that match. Looking at the player who we get for various positions, at least they don't have to limit it. Otherwise, you think that the number for Super Eagles.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Hello, we'll take your call. Hello.
Brother, good evening.
Good evening, welcome. Good honors. Welcome.
I saw one of your members today at Etman Training Center where all of them are seminar there today.
You saw
one of your members, your representative.
Who's my representative? Go on, please.
I don't know, just like what Dajima just said, I was just watching Super Eagles yesterday. I guess Super Eagles on our players that are playing professional football in outside country. I was watching, I was just wondering. There is nothing. They managed to score the one day, they could not even hold the tennis. No. Please, for my own opinion, yes, they may not should be sacked because they have lost the touch. We have nothing to offer again. They have nothing. We have staff, we have players, and we should have a team. We have players, but we don't have a team. We should give other people chance. But we are not saying it, just like what I said the other day. We will only shout. Unless until when the NFF management they are done before they will know whether they will change coach or not. I don't know what to say. Now, I'm only for my comments to say that we can deal with Man City on Saturday or Sunday. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening, man of course.
Good evening, welcome.
I appreciate you guys for the good work you are doing. Especially now that you've added another set about sitting in one team. No more gender issues. Well done, guys. Concerning what people are saying about Super Eagles, I'm not really happy about it. These guys are trying. Only that the one we don't have, they've not played for a long time. They have individual skills. They need to play for a number of time before they can be able to play as a team. So for me, they are doing well. But one question I want to ask, who is this the question? Who can we confidently say is our number 10 man now?
Hello.
Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah. People are saying that Super Eagles have not played for a long time. That is why they are playing like that. The team they are playing with is, do they play normal league match every week? The coach to have a pattern or a system on ground. Look at the coach of Everton when he took over for like 3 months, 6 months now. You can see what they are doing on ground. You can see it clearly whether they win or lose. You will know that the team has performed well. Creditably, you will see the synergy between the players. They will string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes. You will see the movement on the pitch. We are not seeing that with the Super Eagles. For the past 2-3 years, they are building. God knows, only God knows when they are going to arrive at their destination. Then as well, to ask that question. Only the team that when they are playing, you will know that this is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Not running around. not even know the direction of the team. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
This is Mr. Godwin. Well, I may disagree with the last caller because I know every national team always reviewed. You go to even 3 Lions of England, go to Germany, they are all bringing different players trying to see how they will get the best out of them. That is, it's a national team. The soldier go, soldier come. So, and again, it's an upgrade from the one that we had against Algeria. Probably if we even have another friendly, we would have won it. That's another thing. But at the same, there is are you with me? So looking at that number 24, something that guy is very, very good. So you see the movement, even the whole player, almost every player, just doing anything. And you see the movement.
Sorry, let's try and call back. Hello?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes. My name is Victor. I'm calling from GRA.
Okay.
Yes, I don't say about him. I don't think there shouldn't be too much blame on this Friday. Because, yes, I agree that we should be appealing a very solid national team now. But at least they should still give some other people chances to actually prove themselves in the national team. And I don't think those players, they've never played together before. So it takes time, you understand? The other caller was talking about the Everton coach. Where was Everton last season? It will take him time before he can build a solid team. Though I agree with some other callers that are saying we should be knowing the shape of our team now. But it's a friendly match. We can be losing all our friendly matches and competition will do good. I still remember Tunisia 94. Tunisia were winning against all these European teams. And when they started competition, they were hosting. They signed their coach, I think, in the second game on the pitch. So I don't if we are playing like this in competitions, there should be complaints. But I don't think this is a friendly match, for God's sake. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. That's from what is a friendly match that you take to open matches. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Great you too. All right, fire.
Yeah, I want to mention my drama today. Because I think so many players complain as a super class. And there's a little bit thing now, most of the boys come up now are young boys. And at least it takes time to get.
The talk of coach went on there for 4 years. Coach did there for 4 years. He still they reviewed. So when you want review finish now, Clemens Westerhoff went back. Clemens Westerhoff, that Tunisia 94 and USA 94 squad, that was his 5th year. But even in his first year, when he went to the African Cup of Nations, he got to the final with new players. That was their first major competition, and they got all the way to the final.
But the last of this one, I think I carry said now.
Well, now we talk now for how many years?
Yes, now, but at least, the more this time. Okay. For example, I look at the CGM team, all of my young boys, at least. You know, easy now. You know the difference, you know the time I think.
Okay.
I have time to move.
No, nobody said what they worry people now be you don't do 4 years and you say time for to do what if you never do something for 4 years, which time you won't contact doing? All right, thank you. Hello,
I come back.
Well, all
the same, in my opinion, I think the man is trying. If you remember where we were before he took over from Olise. They were rotting. People can even watch it. And so there is an upgrade. So let's give him a chance. I think, in fact, was it the one that asked selection run and shot to miss that penalty?
Now he selected the team. No, but of course everybody can miss a penalty. So let's not make it about the penalty. Hold on, You should not even make it about the scoreline. Nigerians are not complaining about the scoreline. It is the performance that they are talking about.
Yes, because there are a whole lot of news at least in that thing, you know, even more than every other person. If you know give the chance, like the guy we were talking about that on the phone now, if you have not given it chance, you will even know the stuff that is made up. And so that is how it is. So can even look at that as is it a part of my whatever they call it. You know, let's put it off. Our part of that German guy, the one that they just Super Eagles recently. So, but then you have to give me a chance to see what they can do. In that process, your team could be somehow. Everybody will go through the whole thing of the general. I think they should give him the
They have given him the chance. But let's not be talking as if Janet Raw was appointed in 2016. Mm-hmm. So if fans are saying that this coach it seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, they know exactly what they are talking about. It's been there now for 4 years.
The reason why they are even quarreling and even saying he should leave that position is that each time he has that opportunity to hold a match and progress from there, he just allow everything to crumble. Look at that Argentina's match and that of Algeria.
Hello.
Okay, Ibrahim, good evening.
Good evening.
I mean, Christopher.
Yeah. Welcome.
Chris. I want to comment on the Nigeria match. You have said it all. The man has played for 4 years with Nigeria. And when you really sit down and watch that team lacks creativity. Many people were saying that, what do they call that young boy? That striker. That could not go there. Paul Matu. Paul Matu did not even receive any good pass that somebody can say, if this guy has gotten this ball and maybe he's unable to convert it. But ordinarily, if we have creative midfielder, if you know where that boy is very good, either in the air or on ground, they should be able to put that ball on the accurate place. But that day, the ball was just running up and down, and he couldn't get any pass from the midfield. That is not how to. Where are we going to get a good team? That question, Jonathan and Amadou Pinnick have to answer that question. Where are we going to get a good team after 4 years? I believe that match will just reserve honorable.
I think you should play the Africa Cup of Nations and finish the World Cup qualifiers, because it will not be nice in the middle of the qualifiers you sack a manager. So I will say, okay, let's play the qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations, play it, and maybe after the World Cup, then we'll say, okay, we are not satisfied. We've given you the opportunities, so no more. Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's take one more call, then we'll look at the messages. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, this is just from here.
Okay.
Our callers are always complaining super good. Let me ask a question. If you have a child for 4 years and you are still teaching her to cook, what will you do that child? The child is you don't have anything to add to the Super Eagles. That is just the truth. We need to look at him. I don't know what to say about it. Look at what the people on Friday and yesterday. The Mexico now, when they don't have players or how to do it, but they are just individual players. There is no teamwork. So we need to follow this motto. The next penalty, I don't think that will be 51. Maybe it is 80-something.
How many trophies has new Super Falcons team won? Williams from Benin. What do you mean new Super Falcons team? You're talking about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They won the African Women Cup of Nations 9 times. Good day, men of sports. Super Eagles coach had failed not only with the results but also with his tactics. Maduka Okoye, I think he has proven himself against Algeria. Then why not give other goalkeepers the chance to prove themselves? Same goes with his selection and the changes. Exactly. This is a very good point. Maduka Okoye, you've seen him in the match against Algeria, and everybody said he had a decent game. So you had
to see more of him.
You had what's the other guy's name? Matthew Yakubu. And then you had Dele Alampaso. Why not give them the opportunity, even if it is one half each? You played Maduka Okoye for the 2 matches. Then some other players that you could have brought into the midfield, but he opted to play somebody who we know in the Super Eagles has always played as a defender. You made him a midfielder in the second game. This one says, okay, sorry. All right, I would have preferred if one line is working, we wouldn't be hearing stuff like you're not picking my calls or you refuse to
you want cause trouble. They get the lines
from Ijon. No, but that's true. It means that
you have to wait for one.
Yeah, but I think it's still the same thing. Okay, but I know, sometimes they call, it is ringing. Yeah. As we are talking now, they are still calling. Yeah. 2 lines are blinking. So maybe when we are talking to one person, there are people on the other 2 lines. So that's when they say you did not pick my call. But if it's just 1 line, at least you will know. Even if it's ringing, you know that line is engaged. Yeah, so you would not say somebody refused to pick your call. But no, 1 line, it won't work. The way it was yesterday, no, I did not enjoy it. Good evening, sportsmen. I want to know who won the final between Simona Halep and Victoria Azarenka. I am what is this? I am Dike the Prince from Upper Sakomba. Simona Halep and Azarenka, they didn't play the final now. None of them got to the final. If it's the French Open that we are talking about, it was Swiatek who defeated Sophia Kenin. I don't like it when you call Manchester United before Liverpool, because if it is alphabetical, L comes before M. Everything I was complaining. So we should not be calling Manchester United before Liverpool. Okay, so Liverpool and Manchester United. Good day, sirs. Please, I have a question. If a player is contracted to a club and another club is calling for him and he wants to go, but his parent club doesn't want him to leave, what will happen then? Dave from Benin. Well, he can't leave because he has a contract. So what he can do is to put in a transfer request. That way the club will know that he's serious about leaving them. But even then, they may ignore his transfer requests. But he can actually put in a transfer request. Then the club will know, okay, this guy, if we insist on holding him, he might not be giving us 100%, and then they will be forced to sell him. But so long as he has a contract and there is no buyout clause, that's why many times the players will want a buyout clause in their contract. So that any club can activate that buyout clause and they will leave. But if there is no buyout clause, then he may have to stay until the end of his contract. The same thing, the player can do that to the club. The club might want the player to leave, just as is happening with Mesut Ozil and Arsenal. But the player, because the contract is lucrative and he still got a number of years on the contract, he will say, I'm not going anywhere. Pep used a winger as a striker against United and won 3-1. They said it was all Pep masterclass because it's raw. Complaint has started. Double started. Destiny Uregbe. Well, when Pep was using striker, was using a winger as a striker, look at what's happened in the squad. Yes, did he have the full complement of his strike force and he chose instead to play a winger as the striker? No. I think it was forced by circumstance. And even if it happens, it's not all the time. And besides, okay, we had the experiment yesterday now. What really came of it? If you didn't have strikers in that squad, of course, nobody will complain. Ahmed Musa can strike. He has scored many goals before. But, I mean, does it really make sense? You have somebody in a natural position. Frank Lampard, was it not criticized for leaving Callum Hudson-Odoi on the bench and playing Mason Mount as a winger. He was criticized. No? Good day, sirs. Thanks for your good works. For me, I don't see this Nigeria coach taking us to the World Cup. Taking us to the World Cup this time, he has lost focus. This Pastor Nosa from Oluku. All right. Guys, that's the much we can take. We've got to make room for the news. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on the fresh edition of Sport Fiesta. I'm Saliu Ibrahim. I've been doing this with Egosa Igbekan. Bye-bye.
4 years ago, I got into Benton Dahusa University with a dream and a firm determination to be better. But then I quickly realized that I could be so much more. I didn't even know I had more in me. In school, I made great friends, went on memorable trips.